Your opinion on the best Pioneer Greasewing build? I like the Esper ones. I like the Esper ones a lot. You get to play a lot of good card selection. I would love to counter this with the Izzet Charm, but I think I'm just going to loot. Happy to be playing against the Mono Green Devotion deck. This was a matchup that I did feel favored in previously, although they didn't play Mana Dorks for our Impulses, which is kind of bad, and you know our deck is now less powerful because of Expressive Iteration being lost. Okay, let's bottom the Lightning Axe, and then I guess I'll just cast the Charter Course. Obviously, like if our top card's 1 mana, oh dang it, 2 lands. My thoughts on Absent Fang? I think that deck's fine, but you place like so many underpowered cards, like you know, Satyr Wayfinder, Stitcher's Supplier. If you play that card, it's like I feel like your card quality is really low in the Absent version. Okay, I finally have a target for 1 mana burn spell. I draw another land for turn. And then 1 mana solve all your problems. So I've cast 2 spells here. It does feel pretty important to Lightning Axe this and or Impulse this, get a Phoenix back. A little bit of weird graphical lag there. Plays Boseiju. Cavalier, so I can kill Cavalier with Fiery Impulse Lightning Axe. Maybe not ideal, obviously because they get the trigger. Can get another Cavalier on top. Untaps Haven. So now killing this would allow me to attack Kiora for lethal. Dies him of 2 mana. Just trying to think if I want to use Izzet Charm to finish off this, or if I want to use Fiery Impulse. I think I use the Fiery Impulse, although it feels close. Yeah, I mean, if their turn next turn is just play a Cavalier of Thorns, I do think that that's going to be somewhat beatable. Wait, they're putting Basic Forest? I guess they're just not choosing to use the ability, which I guess is bad for me if they don't want to draw a Cavalier. But we do get to kill the Kiora. We have Shredder in play that maybe gets to connive on their turn. Is a charm in place of EE? Yeah, we have 4. We were playing some charms before already, but we're up to the full 4 charms. We're playing a Charter Course. I think there's one other change too. But yeah, more or less. I do get to connive. Especially because like when I had been playing this deck previously, what I really felt like the deck was missing was good cheap interaction. Oh, they hit a Storm the Festivals. That's not really a brick. But the Boseiju doesn't help them very much. Storm the Festival is tough here though. Let me cast Pieces. Opt is a charm, and we don't mill over any more Phoenixes, which is bad, obviously. Cast this, trigger Connive. Okay, I'd like to have the Temporal Trespass for next turn. I guess I'm just discarding an Izzet Charm, and then I have the option of Izzet Charming on my turn to bring back Phoenixes, holding up Izzet Charm on their turn to do nothing. Guess it makes sense to just game back the Phoenixes. Maybe we'll hit another one if I'm lucky. Well, I am very lucky. And then kind of close between discarding this so that I can flash this back, Temporal Trespass, and then start beating with Hull. I guess that makes the most sense. And interesting conversation on to attack or not. My opponent has 13 points of power in play, which means I'm pretty unlikely to die next turn. They're going to eat my Shredder. 8 plus 13, go down to 1. I only lose to Nissa. But they have... This looks at 5 cards. Attack with the Phoenixes. It's close. It's a really tough call. So I'm taking 2 turns after this, right? So if I attack with just the Phoenixes, my opponent takes 6. And then I go Flashback, Galvanic Iteration, take 2 extra turns. They take 6 in the air again. Then they've taken 12 down to 8. And I play Hall of the Storm Giants. I got 2 turns. They take 3 in the air. They chump block. Then they chump block, and they're alive. If I attack with... yeah, they only play 1 or 2 Nissa in the main. And if I attack with everything, they're dead for sure. Karn getting something is bad too. Yeah, but there's nothing they can get me that kills. Oh, they can get God Pharaoh statue. But I don't think I'm beating God Pharaoh statue anyways. I mean, I can also just draw into something if they hit Nissa. I think I'm gonna attack with everything. I'm just gonna hope they miss Nissa. Very hard decision, but like this is game winning. This attack is game winning if they don't hit Nissa next turn. So I think it makes sense to attack. Oh, maybe I miscounted even. Then they take 6, then they take 3. I mean, I attack with the Hall, they chump with Hall. I mean, if this wasn't lethal, then like the attack was like I think definitely correct then, just to get the extra 6 damage in. They bricked? They bricked? Oh, they misclicked. They said it was bad anyways, but rip. They misclicked, okay. So 2 extra turns on the stack. We with the Hall of the Storm Giant, we win because they attacked. Let's go, dude. Exciting game. Let me look at how I was sideboarding previously. It's been a little while. +3 Gust, -2 Charm, -1 Pieces. I don't like that. Now I have more Charms. I wonder if I'm supposed to do anything different. I kind of like this. I mean, maybe 1 Negate. Maybe 1 Negate over 3rd Charms. I think it's maybe okay. Although maybe... No, actually, I think I want more Charms on the play. And then on the draw, I want more Negates. I think that makes sense to me. Where on the play, I can kill, like, owls with the Charm way more efficiently. Matt, thank you for the 7 months. Appreciate you. Mulligan this on the draw. I'm going to want to keep this, I think. And then I'm either putting back Opt or Island. I think on the draw I'll put back the... Oh, no. The Coast. We kept 7. Thanks again, Matt. Okay, I guess you hold up Gust. Oh, I could also maybe just actually... Let me Gust the... Oh, no, I didn't get my draw step stopped in time. But I think it would have been good to Gust this Haven. Because now I can get Karned. Damn it. Yeah, feels pretty bad. Maybe Karn beats me anyways this game, though. Probably grab Grafdigger's Cage. They grab Treasure Vault, okay. So I think I guess if they're grabbing Treasure Vault, I just want to get them off of mana still. Why do I take them off? I don't usually have my upkeep of my draw step stops on there because they're really annoying and they slow the game down, and I usually just put them on when I want them. Yeah, Fire Impulse is definitely worse than Strangle against Karn the Great Creator. Found a Nykthos. The hand is Treasure Vault, Nykthos, 3 mystery cards. Obviously, you still have access to whatever they want off the Karn. They minus the Karn here, maybe for Grafdigger's Cage. So they choose Tormod's Crypt. Pops it immediately. Kind of fine. Kind of fine. Alright, take 1. Right, just pretty clear pieces of the puzzle this turn, I think. Really hoping to mill over a Phoenix. Did mill over a Phoenix. There's also a Consider and a Fiery Impulse. I think we take those instead of the Iteration. Iteration's not bad, though. I guess Iteration, like, I can go Iteration, Consider next turn, or maybe I want to go Iteration, Consider, Cruise. Consider end of, so if I go Consider end of turn, there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the Consider cards in the yard. And I cast Iteration. I'm 1 mana short of cruising for 1 mana. But I think that's kind of true no matter what. Iteration plus chart and hope to hit a land. I feel like this turn you definitely cast pieces. Try to set up for Phoenix killing card next turn. Although harder to kill the card now, I guess. The forest. Okay, so this lets me kill Karn, which I think is very important to not get God Pharaoh statued here. So I can go Axe, Impulse, and then I'll have 6 non-blue cards. Probably just better to chart a course first then. Love to hit another Phoenix. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Impulse, and I think I'm just discarding Shredder. Ever take less than 2 cards of pieces to fuel Delvemore if needed? I don't think I've ever taken that line, but maybe I should have there. That's a cool line. But I don't think I ever have. They might get, if they get Tormod's Crypt back, that's fine, I think. They go for Oath of Nissa, which it kind of implies that their hand is weak, although I guess Oath of Nissa is probably always going to be better than your average draw here. Where does my admiration come from for Jade Avenger? Well, it was a card that, like, during Image 2 Spoilers season I kind of overlooked. It's just, like, a, common, easy to overlook. And then my first draft ever, like, I just saw the card and, like, the art is really, really good. And it's, like, kind of goofy and funny, but it's still cool at the same time. And then at the beginning of MH2, if you thought, like, questions about deck building now were a lot, it was a lot at the beginning of MH2. And I would get, even more so than now, I would just get the same questions over and over and over again. And so eventually I stopped like answering. If I'd answered a question like 10 times a stream already, which happened basically every stream, I would just start answering with Jade Avenger instead to solve any of the problems. Okay, so they have another Karn, which is going down. They still have Oath of Nissa. They get Pestilent Cauldron, which is kind of weird to get at this point in the game, I feel. But if you thought 1 mana draw 3 was good, how about 3 mana draw 6? I did. Not only did I end up see. Thank you for telling me that the Jade Avenger artist was there. But if you look at the wall, I've actually. I ended up buying a canvas print, a regular print, artist proofs of foiled, non-foil, etched and sketched and non-sketched, and then on the artist proof, non-sketched, non-foil, he drew a. Is this as tall as the desk goes? I guess it is. He drew a sketch of Jade Avenger for me. If I counter this, they can't really, or if I Aether Gust this, they can't nick those super well, but I also don't care that much about the troll at the same time. Yeah, I think I'll just let it go. Move desk. I have a switch on the bottom of the desk that allows me to move it. Did I tell him what I've to the channel? Yeah, we had a nice little chat about it. Okay, so the artist of Jade Avenger also was like, yeah, people love Jade Avenger. I keep getting like requests for the arts and the artist proofs and prints. People love Jade Avenger. I get a lot of requests for them, and I obviously don't want to take full credit because the art is awesome, and I feel like me hyping up is not the only thing, but I also feel like there's a really good chance that a big chunk of the Jade Avenger appreciation has come from this channel. It's hard to quantify, but I imagine a few of you guys are partially responsible for all the Jade Avenger requests. I guess we keep that so we can. Potentially Phoenix here. It's maybe better to leave up the Negate, though. It's close, right? It's actually not that close. It's actually not that close. We'll just kill them with Phoenix's next turn. Leave up Negate here. Could you gust in response to the Cavalier trigger? I think I'd rather just like not give them the trigger. I don't really care that much if they Cavalier next turn. I have them dead anyways. Yeah. He also did Meat Hook Massacre, but now I've got a lot of Jade Avengers on the wall. I need to. So my eventual plan is to move all of these up to like the top of the ceiling, and then have the collage underneath this. And so like I'll like stand up and you'll see the top here. But I also may need to move my desk closer. Okay, they hit a Nykthos. They did not hit a Storm the Festival, but they actually have 10 mana here. Oh no, actually 13. Doesn't Cavalier have reach? Yeah, but can only block one of. I have another Phoenix in the yard, so if they block a Phoenix here, they're still taking me 8. Ledger Shredder could be changed for Thing in the Ice. It's not could be. Ledger Shredder is way better than Thing in the Ice. It's like not a conversation, really. In my humble opinion. Okay, I guess I want this to be 3/5 to block. I'll just negate this. Am I playing Temporal Trespass? Yep. Probably a little bit of lag there. Alright, Nissa can untap the Nykthos and allow them to maybe make me chump block with Lair. Or with my Shredder. What, Smoldering Egg? Ledger Shredder is better than Smoldering Egg and Thing in the Ice. It's not a conversation. Ledger Shredder is better than any other 2-drop. This is not like... we've had this conversation 1,000 times, but it's just not like even close. Okay, so I do have to chump the Lair, but with the Temporal Trespass being found, we're probably going to be able to cobble a win together. Yeah, you can list as many Pioneer Legal 2-drops as you want. They're all worse than Shredder in this deck. One mana spell found off of this wins the game. There's 2 1-mana spells, awesome. Oh, this actually... Funny enough, we don't even need the extra turn anymore. We'll take it though. The full squadron of birds are flying today. Yeah, I like this matchup despite Canister making fun of me. I just feel like the flying creatures, cheap burn spells, Temporal Trespass, all pretty good here. If Hydra had Trample would be too good. No, I think it actually should have Trample, to be honest. We're on the draw. We have an Axe plus 2 Phoenixes. I'm gonna try this. Kind of risky. Risky bisky. Let's multiply 5. You still think lowest fielding is the Axe? Yeah. I like, you know, maybe like my hatred of the deck is like a little bit misplaced, but I just really feel like in the hands of a good player, that deck is just so scary. And I know like not a lot of people are playing it, but I think especially at the Pro Tour level, it's going to be really dominant. I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. All right, come on, land off Consider, please. Thank you. Put him all to 5, so I'm kind of thinking we're playing against a kind of awkward mono green draw. What deck? The Lotus Field combo deck. Okay. Yeah, I think I just shock now and pass. And hopefully I'm able to bring back 3 Phoenixes next turn, which is like somewhat likely if my opponent gives me a target for this Lightning Axe. Control version could run Dig Through Time instead of Iteration. I mean, doesn't it already play a Delve spell? It's not like I mean, I kind of feel like the control deck should have already been playing, Dig over Cruise because of like Narsets in the mirror, but it's kind of like a smaller thing. But like, you know, my opinion was like these decks had a really hard time, or these decks were like a little pushed when it was more of a conversation of like Iteration like was a really good card advantage spell in the mid game and like bridged you into your Delve spells in the late game really well. Okay, so I have 4 Delve cards in my yard. Next turn I can go Iteration, Axe, discard Phoenix. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I want to copy Cruise, I could just Impulse right now, and I could delve away Shredder, Consider, Charm, Impulse, Iteration, Axe. So kind of weird, but just Axe or Iteration put a card in the yard, or Impulse put a card in the yard, and then I can go play Pathway. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So discard Phoenix. And then totally refuel here. I will say this, like, while I do think that banning Iteration is fine instead of banning Cruise, I feel like every single time I cast Cruise, I'm just like, why was this not the card banned? and then although I guess I was thinking that they had the block with the Cavalier. It's fine. We just kill this next turn. Oh, they're blocking? This block's bad, right? Okay, they do get another Cavalier on the top, I guess. Cruise makes you actually structure around it. That's true. Like, Cruise definitely has more build around. Although Expressive Iteration does have, like, the deck building restriction of, like, making your curve be lower than maybe you would otherwise want it to be. Although that's maybe just kind of a small thing. Yeah, I think I'll attack with both and then kill this post-combat. Get to Connive. The Moss, it goes 5 months. Winota is dead. I'm stoked, dude. I'm stoked. Okay. So if I want to kill this, I can either... I guess I can just wait. I can just play Canal tapped and then kill this on their turn if I want. So killing this now is better for Devotion. They do have a Storm the Festival in the yard, so they would have 4, 5, 6. Probably okay to let this resolve first, but we'll see. Second Nykthos. Still not enough to flashback Storm the Festival though. It's 10 mana. Yeah, Greasewing is good in Pioneer. So like it's not nearly as good as like one thing people always go, wait, if you ban Winota, what about Greasefang? But my usual retort to that, we can kill the lair here. Killing lair seems okay. I really want to get to a Connive. Like, people always say, oh, but if you ban Winota, what about Greasefang? But the thing about Greasefang is it's like way more vulnerable to removal in my opinion than Winota was, because Winota just like has like a huge beatdown game plan. Your removal's really taxed in the matchup. Your removal's like not taxed at all against I think I kind of want to keep the other Trespass. Your removal's just not taxed at all in those matchups. So I can go, let's see. Oh, maybe now it's better to go Lightning Axe, discard Trespass, Fire Impulse here, then take an extra turn. Yeah, I think that's actually just lethal. Maybe I messed this up, but I think I got bailed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah. Yeah, Grease Fingers of Glass Cannon. Winota's just a beatdown deck that like you absolutely have to kill Winota every single time. And like so often against Winota, you're like just like there's like they put a creature into play that you have to kill, and you're like, well, I lose to Winota, but I also have to kill this, and it was just too good. And like the card Winota herself too. Like the card Winota herself is like absurdly pushed. Like the card does more for 4 mana than maybe any other card in Magic's history. Like it's really easy to like in like this audience of modern players too, kind of forget that, I think. But like the card is just like so absurdly pushed. Yeah, on the draws I think I want the negates, and then maybe more Izzet Charms on the play. Omnath said hello. Winota does more than Omnath. Winota does more than Omnath for 4 mana. Yeah, Winota is crazy. Winota does way more than Omnath. Winota comes down and puts like, 18 mana worth of creatures in play, tapped and attacking, indestructible. Dude, it's really bad for us that they don't have any creature against the double impulse hand. Graveyard that. So we keep that one. But they're both 4 mana 4/4s though. Okay. Am I gonna gust this in the draw step? I think that seems fine. I would love for them to draw a mana dork for me to Fiery Impulse. That'd be great. Winota doesn't see play at Modern. Well, I will say like the game plan of like Winota needing you to play like a Naya beatdown deck. Like a Naya beatdown deck is way more viable in Pioneer than in Modern. They did put Cure on the bottom here, so I can go discard this, or just discard Phoenix. I can just 3 mana draw 3 here potentially. Maybe we'll draw an Opt to consider though. Oh, I'll just pieces. Okay, I kind of bricked, but I did hit another Phoenix, which is, still kind of like a draw 2 here. Yeah. Counterspell, Solitude, Fury are all like way more brutal against Winota than like anything Pioneer had to offer too. That being said, like even like with those factors in play, like Winota like maybe one day will be like a really good deck in Modern too. You know what I mean? Like I was playing it somewhat recently and had some success with it. Probably going to game 3. Yeah. Okay, conceding here. I am liking the negates more today than I have been. This matchup, I think on the play, I'm kind of interested in like trimming some of the red removal and playing Izzet Charm, because these cards can like kind of modally obviously kill the mana dorks while also countering the planeswalkers and stuff. What does Winota need Modern to succeed? I think it needs maybe an amount of redundancy, better Naya creatures. Obviously, synergistic spells, When will we see a Modern Winota brew? I've already done it. Like, you can look at the Stream Decker. Like, I think we played it, like, a few months ago. We, like, it wasn't anything crazy, but we did, like, I think 3-2 most of our leagues with Modern Winota, which isn't terrible. Hey, Evan, how's it going? How you feeling about the Pioneer bans, Evan? I'm feeling pretty good personally. I can't remember how you felt about Winota and the blue decks. Blue Red is dead without expressive iteration. I think that's kind of a joke, but I think that the Prowess version's worse for sure. But to think that the very powerful color combination is dead, I think that's a joke. Let's gust this, slow him down a little bit. Play Otawara and pass. Okay. Discard 2 Phoenixes, I suppose. Although... Oh, what a perfect top deck. Okay. Even though we only hit 1 spell here, and maybe we lose to Karn Tormod's Crypt again, I'm feeling alright. Just no Karn Tormod's Crypt, please. Damn it. Alright, so we beat mono green earlier this league. I think we're losing to it now. Have I worked on some kind of Orzhov mid-range with some Pioneer? I've worked on it, yeah. I do think that like everybody plays red-black, but there are reasons to play like the other like mid-range combinations. Oh, Karna's revealed to Oath. Okay. Well, I didn't really have a line though besides like cast the pieces though, but I guess I was never beating it anyways. Emporium, thank you for the 3 months. Appreciate you. Your matchup against Mono Green isn't really that good, I guess. I mean, we beat it round 1 really handily. 3 and 2 in games. I've also like this Phoenix deck was worse. I was playing a lot of this Phoenix deck back like a month or 2 ago when Mono Green was just everywhere in the queues, and I was beating it a lot. I was beating it a lot more than I lost to it. So it's not like these 2 matches are like the exclusive playtesting of the matchup, and now that I'm 1-1, it's not that good. And like maybe it's worse now with the expressive iteration banning. Obviously, like this deck did get nerfed to some extent, but I feel like I'm personally still not that worried about it. Child with 8 months, appreciate you. Yeah, banning iteration of the Devil Draw. I was very much. I mean, I think that everybody or a lot of players or wizards, whatever, seem to agree that it was a problem to have the combination of iteration and the Delve spells. I think that was way too much card advantage for these blue-red decks, and they're kind of ridiculous with all of them. And so I was definitely of the opinion that I wanted to see Cruise and Dig banned instead, especially because like Cruise and Dig are not going anywhere, and they're just getting better as the format goes on. I also like I posted this to Twitter and everybody kept going, "You're such an idiot, Spike. Nobody in the whole format plays Dig Through Time." And like I can't believe how many people said that when it's just like if you ban Cruise, everybody just plays Dig in the Cruise decks instead, and it's like basically the same card, you know, where it's about the same card. It was just like it's just so ridiculous to me how often I saw that comment. What is this? Flying, Death Touch, Lifelink. This card seems so bad. Because we still want one fun Delve spell. Yeah, this argument was also like what they said in the article too, that Pioneer is supposed to be a format where Delve spells are a huge part of the identity, which I think is a terrible reason to leave them legal. I think it's so bad to just like acknowledge that, yeah, these Delve spells are really messed up and busted, but that's Pioneer. I think that the format could be so much better without the Delve spells. And I think that like the Delve spells have been an issue in so many metagames in Pioneer over the years. They will continue to be an issue. They will continue to be hotly contentious. Pioneer has had years now to evolve and grow and develop its own identity in a way that is like very unique and no longer needs Delve spells as a selling point, in my opinion. I really dislike this approach. You're free to disagree with me. Some people do take this, you know, Wizards obviously has this opinion too. I really don't like it. And these Delve spells sure feel pretty freaking sick, huh? They said they want to build a format around the Delve spells. Yeah, I understand. I understand that they want the format to be like warped around the Delve spells and have the Delve spells be super big identifier. I think that like Pioneer having an identity of being a format of all standard sets. There's no Horizon sets. This is a format where there's no 0-mana interactive cards. This is a format where interaction is not super premium. You don't have like Revolted, Fatal Push. You don't have Lightning Bolt. You don't have Mana Leak. You don't have Counterspell. Like all of these things feel like really good, you know, identity pieces for the format. And like I feel like the format has outgrown the need to like have like the broken Delve spells be like a gimmick, you know. I'm also gonna bring back 4 birds here and feel great about it. That's just my opinion, though. Obviously, not everybody has the same take. Goslot, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. This was like the fastest match I've played. Oh, sorry, that was game 1. I saw the arrow already up there on the counter, and I thought it was done. Well, now the 21 months. Appreciate you. Glad you liking the stream. Make a t-shirt, I'll buy it. Yeah, maybe one day. IDK Spike, our interaction is shit. Wasn't a good idea for Modern. Not sure why Pioneer would want it now. I'm not saying that Pioneer necessarily wants to have that statement forever, but it is the case that is part of Pioneer's identity currently, is that the interaction is much less efficient than Modern's. I don't, you know, and I think that in a lot of ways that's a good thing to because removal spell is a lot less premium in Pioneer than in Modern. Pioneer gets to be much more focused on creatures and creature combat in a way that Modern just isn't. You know what I mean? Like, Pioneer can be a format where it's like creatures slamming into each other, very traditional, slower gameplay like you see in Standard compared to Modern. That is a feature of not having Revolted Fatal Push, Lightning Bolt, Fury, Solitude, Prismatic Ending in your format. Chocolate Pancake with the 12 months, appreciate you. But again, this is just my take, and this is also like kind of a problem with Pioneer, right? Is everybody has a different idea for what they want Pioneer to be. You know, there's lots of different camps, and the format has, I feel like, gone through so many growing stages and has had so many different iterations and has had a kind of like lost identity, because maybe it's because there's like a lot of tugging and a lot of different people trying to impose their will on it, but everybody has like different takes on like what's good, what's bad, and have different takes on like what the format should be, like what the banning should be. And I don't know, it's like that in Modern too, but like Pioneer kind of feels like it's more able to change, and because of that, people are like way more polarized on it, I guess. Okay, so I can't impulse this yet.
Up? It's me, your friend, Aspiringspike.
It may have had a lot of iterations, but none of them expressive anymore. Sad, or not sad really, but true. Talk about bans, yeah. Blah 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 blah. Hope I get to Izzet Charm a Soaring here. That'd be awesome. What a shirt with my stream starting screen on it. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe one day I'll do merch, but I also like kind of feel like, I don't know. I'm not just trying to squeeze every nickel and dime out of you guys. I'm not always just trying to be like getting that money constantly. And I will put out merch when I want to, and if there's something I think would be fun to put out and like well done, I'll put it out. But I don't want to just do it to do it. I never want to do anything just because like I feel like that's like the formula I have to deploy to be a successful content creator. Just want to do things if I want to do them. Ooh, let me connive, please. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so I guess I have to keep both cruises in the hand. my sign up, my signature sign up from coverage. That's it. Fuck it. Ooh, Deafening Sounds. Okay, that's a real spell. I guess now hitting my land drops feels pretty important. Any suggestions for what should take Blurred Prowess post bans? We will be working on it. Definitely be working on it. There's a lot to do in Pioneer now. Things I think have obviously very quickly become a lot more interesting in Pioneer, at least to me, and I'll be working on it. I do think that is a big question. Like the Blue-Red Prowess deck is a somewhat recent, I guess, big new addition to Pioneer, and a lot of players have bought into the deck. A lot of players want to figure out what they're doing now. I understand. I will be working on it. I am like now kind of pivoting into Pioneer mode. It's like a really good time because Like I've been like the streets of New Capenna ended up being like really deep for Modern. I think way deeper than anybody could have expected it to be at first glance, and because of that, I was able to spend a lot of time there, and now things may be drying up a little bit there. Things becoming more interesting in Modern here. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you go ahead and lose 2. And I can just time warp, put them to 1. Oh, I don't have enough mana to time warp twice in a row. Sure thing, Mr. Sari. Hope your stream went well. I wasn't able to tune in for very long. That is such a good draw, so I can just now chump block, survive, and then win next turn with the next trespass, I think. I literally bought foil blue red yesterday. Assault is real. Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, I can't imagine that there's not going to be a somewhat playable blue red deck in Pioneer. Like either this deck, Control, and another Prowess variant. I would be really shocked if there wasn't a good version. Okay. Now this card, I guess, looks a little bit better. Although if they I hope that they choose each player sacrifices 1 creature so that I can just Sokenzan. It's either that or transform. Okay, here's a judge question for you. This goes on the stack, right? I get to know what they choose before I like channel this. Yeah. I can respond to this, okay. Thank you all the judges out there. What a disaster for them. This card, I don't know. This is the second time they've cast this match. This card seems very bad. Not a fan. I guess I'll just delve away the Phoenix. I'm not getting it back with the Deafening Silence out there. But I'm gonna make them chump block with this card, and then I guess I'm also gonna haul the Storm Giants next turn, make them chump block again, and put them to 1. I've got this up. Izzet Charm doesn't do very much. Felbert, thank you with the 5 months. Thank you, thank you. 2-1 this league. Beat mono green, lost mono green, beat vampires. I think it's a Yorion deck. Kind of a land heavy hand, but a considerable solve all problems. Yeah, things are going really well overall. Yes, I don't know. I'm kind of in, I feel like the best time of my life at the moment, where I was actually reflecting on it this morning, where I'm gonna get all emotional, but when I was first reading the Berserk manga, my life was like very much rock bottom, where I just gotten out of a really long, not very healthy relationship. My professional prospects were really bad, and I was just like not in my like Magic career was also like kind of going nowhere, and just like everything was everything was going really bad when I like, and then now it's like and now everything is so perfect. I have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing partner, Esther. I have a wonderful dog. I have a wonderful, meaningful, fulfilling career. I just kind of have it everything. And then I was like kind of reflecting on that, and like, and then like also I don't, not to tie it back to Berserk too much, but Berserk is also coming back now. It's just kind of crazy how it's all kind of come full circle for me. It's really weird. And well, yeah, wonderful Twitch chat. I don't have a cat. I would love to have a cat, but unfortunately, I think Athena would not would be a little too friendly with the cat. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't want to get too emotional, but it's like things are just going really well right now, and I'm very appreciative of you guys. I'm very appreciative of all of the support I've had from my friends and my family, and of course from Esther along the way. And you know, nobody makes it on their own in life. in any area of life, nobody makes it on their own. It's always It is always through help and support and community. Nobody is self-made. Fork, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. Lemonade with the Twitch Prime. Thank you, thank you. I probably want to keep second Trespass. Maybe I can discard Izzet Charm. Probably better discard a Steam Vents. Roll Graveyard that next Izzet Charm. Impulse the Goblin. Play Steam Vents. Get back Phoenix. Tech for 5. Berserk. Berserk's a manga. It's, you know, it's very, very good, masterful piece of fiction. And the author passed away over a year ago now. And today it was like confirmed that he like his best friend, who he's worked on the manga with the past, who's been his best friend for 40 years, knows how the story is supposed to end and is going to be working on it. And I don't know. It all connected a bit better in my head, but it just feels like I'm entering a new era of my life, a new good era, which is nice. Yeah, thanks, Guru. Yeah, no, yeah, life's definitely not always easy, and it's been a hard time for a lot of people, and I imagine there's gonna be a lot of hard times coming up too. But at least for right now, things are pretty good. So playing against the Enigmatic Incarnation deck, very, very cool card. They're skyclaving my Shredder, which is gonna have to be fine, I guess. It's really unfortunate that if I Temporal Trespass, I can't double spell. I think I may do something like spend 5 mana, deal 5 cards, and then try to draw a land for next turn to Pieces of the Puzzle Temporal Trespass. That would be kind of ideal. Oh, this lets me... I can go Galvanic Iteration, 7 cards in the yard. Oh, no, I'm 1 mana short. Dang it. Can go Galvanic Iteration Cruise, Galvanic Iteration Pieces. That might be good. I don't really know how bad they're going to get me, but I feel like Galvanic Iteration Pieces is kind of nice. Maybe find second iteration, but also just like filling the yard full of Phoenixes before I cast the next Trespass. It seems kind of good. I've got 2 Devil Spells in my hand too. Okay, kind of a brick there. Okay, I guess I'm just taking Trespass Iteration for sure. Did hit 1 more Phoenix. Okay, deck tech for David. Wizards. Lavarana, Soulscale Mage, Sprite Dragon, Stormchaser Mage. I feel like especially with Treasure Cruise, I want to play Ledger Shredder over Stormchaser Mage. I guess it's maybe Ledger Shredder over Sprite Dragon to keep your density of wizards high enough. That could be correct. I do like Chandra Just to Kill a lot too. Maybe Chandra Just to Kill is what replaces Expressive Iteration and Prowess, although I guess this is true. Like, you can cast this off Chandra, you can't cast Shredder, but Shredder's just so good with Cruise. I have a hard time imagining like that's not a card you want to play here. Yeah, so maybe play Light Up the Stage over Chandra, because I feel like you can get away with it with just Cruise as a non-red spell, but with 8 non-red spells, it's kind of high. Also, maybe potentially doable. The rest of the list looks pretty clean, though. I like the Crash Throughs, I like the Play with Fire, I like the Lightning Strikes, I like the Lightnings a lot. Where did my Phoenix go? I'll change the rocks. The Burning Hands seem fine, although I may be interested in playing Aether Gust instead of Burning Hands. I also think Rolling Vortex isn't that good. Yeah, I kind of play like 4 Aether Gust over the Burning Hands and Rolling Vortexes. Or maybe over the Abrades. Like, there's not that many artifacts in the format overall. I also might want to play... I'm not sure about Sulphur Falls versus the Stormcarved Coast. Maybe Stormcarved Coast is better. It's kind of close, probably. Okay, so let's start off by putting 2 extra turns on the stack. And I'm going to want to ideally do this again on the following turn. I can maybe set up for it with the pieces. Ooh, should I Shredder? I have 24 cards left in my library. I think I'll Shredder. We'll be fine. Fine. Famous last words, though. Can maybe discard the Cruise. Too many cards. Okay. A second Lightning Axe is kind of nice to clear both of these away. So maybe I'll take Lightning Axe Cruise so I can actually have the... Although, maybe I don't have enough cards in my yard. We'll see, we'll see. Like, this turn I'm going to be Iterationing and then Delving again. So Flashback, Galvanic Iteration. 2 more turns on the stack. 17 cards still in the library. Opponent's at 9. We'll be fine, I think. I keep saying that. I keep saying that, but I think we will be fine. Don't think I need the opt. Kind of want the land in play too. Todd, thank you for the raid. Hope you're having a good day, buddy. I'm sure. How are you feeling about the bans, Todd? I know that you are. You've been playing a lot of Pioneer yourself lately. I'm personally relatively happy. I wish that they had done something about Lotus Field, and I think they should have banned the Devil Spells instead of Iteration. But I think overall, I'm pretty happy. Okay, I think we discard the pieces here. I can't remember how many extra turns I have floating, but this is actually just lethal right now. I can't believe we just drew into double Axe, double Phoenix. I think we have an extra turn floating also after this, but we don't need it. Just hitting them with the birds here. Holy shit, Winota's gone. Yeah, I'm really happy Winota's gone. I think that that's a good step in the right direction. I do think that the combination of Iteration and the Devil Spells was too much. I'd have rather see the Devil Spells go, but it's fine. The Gust hits Fires and Enigmatic Incarnation. Negate's also probably pretty good. Sad day for Blue Red players. I mean, Blue Red players, I think, should have probably known this was coming. Any merit to playing Seagate Restoration? You just like basically never cast it. Although it is kind of like better to connive that away than Island with Shredder. I think with mono red in the format, you don't want it.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiringspike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiringspike.
Okay, sorry about that. Keep this. Put it on the mold of 6. Why did I drop all Thing in the Ice? Shredder is so much better than Thing in the Ice. It's not close. It's like Shredder is just so much better. And you don't want to play 12. You don't want to play more than 8 creatures, I think. But yeah, Shredder is just like hysterically better. Again, we've been talking about this a lot lately, but just like one more point I want to hit a few more times is that like Thing of the Ice is a playable card in this deck. It does help your mono green matchup, sure, but like Thing of the Ice has always been a card that's been overrated because it's a card that looks amazing when it flips, but it is very slow, very easy to play around, and it's like a horrible top deck. But like players, I think, have always overrated Thing in the Ice because of like. When it's good, it's just phenomenally good. I'm not calling it unplayable, just like a little overrated. I need some more selection. Okay, not going to Aether Gust Nylea's Presence, I think. We're going to play Shredder over Thing in the Ice and Control Show. Yeah, like Shredder is a Pioneer staple. It is like the best 2-mana creature in Pioneer. It is a cross-format superstar. Better than Expressive Iteration, to be honest. maybe you should have been Shredder instead of Iteration and Pioneer. Yorion in the hand. It's kind of scary with Nylea's Presence. Guess they get the unmulligan, huh? I probably have to keep the land. I can go 2-mana counterspell into like potentially cruise, discard 2 Phoenixes. Although if they just Yorion, like old Lightning Axe instead. What deck struggled most against Winota? I guess all of them. Lotus Field was actually a deck that struggled a lot against Winota. Like, Lotus Field's worst matchup was Winota, too. Where, like, it was, like, oftentimes, like, play draw mattered a lot, and then Winota had, like, really good access to, like, Archon and, like, all the best sideboard cards against Lotus Field, too. Where, like, the banning of Winota is really, really good for Lotus Field. What I place iteration with mostly Izzet Charm, where I've always felt like I wanted a little bit more interaction in this deck. Speaking of Izzet Charm, okay, so I can Phoenix back here. I don't have any interaction up anymore if I do, but maybe that's okay. Whoa, definitely okay. Considering a Phoenix into the yard is always is like a top 10 feeling in Pioneer. Although maybe would have liked to draw a land. Okay, shouldn't complain. What do I think will take the place of Winota? I think going to twitch.tv/Tandy is probably a good place to find out. I do think that there will emerge like a kind of like green red based creature beatdown deck that is that occupies some of the metagame share that Winota did. Yeah, I know Todd's been kind of working on it with like the expectation that Winota gets banned. You know, and you know this is not something that like always matters for bans, but like the gameplay with Winota is like really miserable, where you just like have to literally kill everything, or you have to like be like holding your removal spells against the Naya beatdown deck for Winota. Voice of Resurgence is so good against instant speed removal. The gameplay was just like pretty bad. I think I'm graveyarding Shredder. And then I'm gonna hold up the Aether Gust here also. As much as I would love to cast pieces as a setup turn, I'm kind of hoping that I get to gust a Incarnation or Fires and have this be like a time walk. I'm also gonna bring the standing desk down. Everybody stand by. Oh my gosh, holy shit, this is the best scope link I've ever seen. Okay, I guess I'm discarding both trespasses. Should not have discarded the negate, I guess. Whoa, my gosh. Okay, I mean, I guess the rest in peace isn't doing necessarily too much. Untap land is kind of nice to double Phoenix, hold up Aether Gust. Okay, as much as I would love to channel that, second Phoenix, hold up Gust is definitely a great line. What is it, lost to this league? We lost to Mono Green, we also beat Mono Green, then we beat Vampires, and now we're up against Enigmatic Incarnation. Yeah, the link isn't working for the... I've had this issue a few times with like Imgur. People will like link something and then nothing will show up. Okay, this is a nightmare. Although, it looks like they don't have an enchantment to play. So what I can do is Aether Gust my own Phoenix after blocks if I don't find like Lightning Axe off pieces of the puzzle. Which I did not find. Is it better to Aether Gust or Izzet Charm? Probably Izzet Charm. No, Aether Gust I get to put it on top. Obviously, it doesn't matter if they have nothing. Close game. Thoughts about Mono Red? Mono Red's a good deck. Very good choice, I think. Well, we've only lost 2 games this match. Both were to Mono Green, but we also beat Mono Green in round 1. I think it's Kihira the Orphan Guard. Is this Lotus Field? I feel like Impulse, I mean, assuming they're not like cat tribal, I feel like the removal heavy hand I shouldn't keep. How do you feel about Lotus Field in an open modern tournament? I think that it is like one of the very few decks that is favored against Living End, Omnath, and Murktide. Although Murktide is like, of those matchups, the closest. So like it is definitely one that I do like and recommend. It is also like a higher variance deck too. So you know, you have to be somewhat comfortable playing a higher variance deck. It's red green transmogrify. Okay. I do like that red green transmogrify deck. Maybe hoping to channel Otawara this game. Gonna play your latest 4-color. Any tips? I'm not sure exactly for Easy Pop. I think one tip I probably have is to just kind of be okay taking the first turn off to get a Triome. I think that's often like the concession you make when you play those 4-color decks. I guess I play this so I can have extra red. Either way, the next one's coming to play untapped. Or coming to play tapped, rather. I would love to get to blow out a Transmogrify here with a removal spell. Be awesome. I feel like there's very small chance that they play into it, though. Reasons for turn 1 opt over consider. I mean, it's like kind of like a brain numbing conversation, to be honest. It just doesn't matter that much. But my usual line of thinking is if I would put a graveyard into the graveyard on the first couple turns, I cast the consider first. And if I wouldn't, I would cast the opt. And I think in that spot I would keep a land, but like maybe I even wasn't supposed to keep a land there, so it's close, I guess. But that's my general thinking is if I would keep a land, I cast opt. If I would put a land in the yard, I cast consider. I'm not sure if that's what I did this game, but that's usually what I do. Okay, discards Fable and Titan. Doesn't bode very well for me. Obviously, my draw's a bit awkward as well. Well, I don't think I can sell merch that's. It's 2, 3 for the bean. I like the idea, it's funny, but I also don't think I can license Mr. Bean's face and sell it as merch. I think that's probably not cool. I'm upset, can you make a call for them to unban Express Iteration? Well, I mean, where were you last turn? I already tweeted last week saying I think they should ban the Devil Spells instead of Iterations, so I've exhausted all of my resources. Yeah, it's like a lack of clout. Like I think that Wizards correctly identified that there was an issue with the blue-red decks having access to an insane amount of card advantage in good top decks with Iteration and the Delve Spells. I think that they correctly identified that there needed to be a ban. I thought it was better to ban the Delve Spells. They thought it was better to ban Iteration. I think that's fine. I also think Lotus Field probably will continue to be a big problem, although it is true, like, you know, like, before, it felt like both Lotus Field and Winota demanded a lot of sideboard cards. Now, like, the demand for sideboard cards is, like, a little less felt, I feel, where you have, okay, I put the shield counter on the Titan, where, like, you don't have Winota to worry about anymore, if that makes sense. Can I win from here? I might just concede. What do you put in is a process of iteration? I mean, yeah, so I don't know if it's going to be as easy as just, like, playing one different card. Like, obviously, you can just play Light Up the Stage instead, and there's even some, like, merits to that card over iteration, being 1 mana, two cards sometimes. That being said, like it's possible you just play the deck with less card advantage. It's possible that you play the deck more focused on treasure cruise and you find another way to get more cards in the graveyard quickly. Maybe you play Otherworldly Gaze. No way, right? But you have a lot of options. You have a lot of options. Do I think Dimir Control is viable in Pioneer currently? Yes, I think that the Dimir decks are pretty interesting. There was something I was really liking about Dimir recently. Hold on. Oh yeah, I mean, what's nice about Dimir is you get like access to Thoughtseize and Drown, which is like a pretty nice package. I was thinking about playing it in like a lower to the ground deck with like, I've been liking Delver a lot, surprisingly, as a cheap threat. I was thinking about maybe trying to make even Heartstabber work, although I don't think it really works that well. Although it does play kind of nicely with the Delve spells. I don't know. This is also like, 46 cards, so I would need to, there's a lot going on there. This hand's interesting. If we consider into a red source, this hand is kind of fine. You're probably supposed to keep a hand like this and just like have faith in your consider, but it's close. Yeah, you could also play rogues too, but I was kind of just like playing in on like Shredder, Delver, Heartstabber potentially, although maybe like you just got Heartstabber and you're in on Delver, Shredder, Kaito, but then you have not enough creatures for Lofty Denial. I was trying to figure it out. I haven't figured it out. Uh-oh. Come on, Consider. You're supposed to be better than that. Okay, thank you, Consider. You are better than that. Should never have doubted Consider. Any ideas for Blue-Black Herald of Anguish? I think that artifact-based decks in Pioneer are all pretty bad. At the very least, I've spent a decent amount of time the last few months and weeks trying to figure out good shells for Blue-Black or artifact decks in Pioneer, and I don't really think that there are many, or maybe even any. Do another cruise? I think I'll take another cruise this game with all like these 1-for-1s. Although my opponent could do what they did to me earlier. They could potentially channel here, play the channel card that makes the 1/1 untap and then transmogrify. I'm not sure how hard I'm supposed to play around this. They do have it. Maybe this is something I need to play harder around. But do they have the transmogrify also? Looks like no, it's just a Chariot. If they're tapping for all green, although maybe they just mistapped here. Yeah, just a Chariot. Chariot's pretty good though. Don't get me wrong. How real is Greasefang? Greasefang is like still a good deck, but like the thing is like Greasefang is like really vulnerable to graveyard hate, removal spells, and is also okay. Yeah, I think I just passed this card of Phoenix. Yeah, Greasefang is like was way more vulnerable to removal than Winota, because like you can just hold up like a 1-mana removal spell the whole game and kill the Greasefang, where like Winota makes you cast your counter spells more aggressively. Okay, they didn't have Transmogrify last turn, so I think I'm gonna gust the Chariot here, and then like it also like is not a combo that kills you immediately a lot of the time. So if you're playing your own combo deck, like you can like you're playing Lotus Field, a lot of times you just take the hit one time and then kill them next turn. But Greasefang also gets to play a lot of card selection. It gets to play like a Splinter Twin deck. It's very good. I've liked any Aura Shells recently. Yeah, I've kind of felt like Auras is like criminally underplayed, where like you lost Luris, but you also got Light Paws, and Light Paws was like a really big. Ooh, oh no. They can't exile my graveyard though, can they? No. But Light Paws I felt like was a pretty big upgrade for the Auras deck, and then like Auras is also like the best deck in Pioneer at beating mono green, and like kind of has always occupied that format space. You know what I mean? And so it kind of feels like the format kind of needs some people to play Auras if mono green ends up being a really dominant deck and people have not been playing Auras. So I think I go discard Phoenix, discard Canal, and then Aether Gust the Titan, assuming shield counter. Yeah, shield counters don't stop the Gust. Odessa the 15 months? Yeah. Like I feel like if mono green ends up being a super dominant deck, like some people are predicting, I'm not necessarily making that prediction, but some people are predicting it will be. Like if Auras is underplayed and is a good deck, then like we may see that get corrected a little bit. Yeah, people are like, play the deck without Lurrus, but like you have Light Pulse, Lurrus is a broken card. Your deck still functions. I think it'll be fine. I also could be wrong. Like this is just kind of like theory crafting. I haven't like sat down to like play Auras, and maybe I will sit down to like work on the Auras deck, right? Because that is what I usually like to do. I usually like to play decks that I think are underplayed, so I can try to put my money where my mouth is a little bit. Okay, so I'm one land short of Iteration Trespass. I think I'll cruise then. Could maybe be fine to spend some mana on this, but we're also like pretty likely to. Oh boy. Okay, I don't currently have anything to give the Phoenixes back, but I could maybe draw off Izzet Charm, and the upside here is also kind of unreal, so let's take the unreal upside, and just gonna send in with the Phoenixes here, hold up the Lightning Axe. Does the Winota ban not open up some more decks that could prey on mono green a bit? Yeah, I think so. I think obviously like when a big ban happens in a format, a non-rotating format especially, it does just take some time to realign and figure out exactly what's the changes are going to be. I was probably supposed to kill this first because now they can Titan if they have a land. But I was thinking about killing the Rhino instead. Let's kill the Rhino. I think at this point I'm going to be basically always trespassing over cruising. What do you think of the red-black sack deck? I think that the Anvil version is better than the traditional red-black sack. I think that I also think that you just like want to play no obs Anvil. I do like Tenacious Underdog a lot. Like I was working on a version with ob and with Tenacious Underdog, but it felt worse than the Anvil version. Like the Experimental Synthesizer Shrapnel Blast Anvil version felt just like a lot stronger. It was a better Deadly Dispute deck too. Whoa! Overload Busy Immortars. Forgot to play around that one. Okay. I love Busy Immortars though. I have a big soft spot for any RTR Innistrad card. So I do have to lose a couple Phoenixes, which is kind of sad. But I get to put 2 extra turns on the stack, and if I draw a land, I just get to kill them with Den of the or Hall of the Storm Giants. Did Blue-Ray Control just die? I think that a version of Blue-Ray Control is very likely to be playable without Expressive Iteration. Okay, this is also a win. May not look like it, but we get to go Lightning Axe, and then Negate our own Lightning Axe, bring back Phoenix, attack twice. Not the most elegant win, but it's still a win. Couldn't you just Aether Gust, Negate for lethal? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like it. Was I not tell you months ago I should have more as the Fires deck? I still don't think you should because it doesn't kill Mana Dork on turn 1. Okay, going to game 3 against Transmogrify. Probably just pre-submitting. No, the Aether Gust line was better because like I still had to draw something. It was very hard to break, but I did have to draw something to win there. I guess I keeping this. So on the mold of 5, obviously bodes pretty well for me. Come on, red source. Thank you, Vines. Yeah, the shirts were a big hit, actually. Okay, Izzet Charm being able to counter Chariot's pretty nice here. Or, Fable. Is Prismari Command too expensive still for the deck? I think so, yeah. Don't really want too many 3-drops. Especially when Pieces just sets you up so well for the Delve spells. Kahira in the hand. It may be good to loot with the Izzet Charm here and try to bring back the Phoenix. Although I think that that's probably going to be kind of hard to do, so I'm going to play it a little bit slower. Yeah, I kind of like just having a lot of 1-for-1s in games like this, where I have a cruise to refill. And Vines, thank you for the tier 1, appreciate you. Need to link up with Cedric and get some merch. I have like 3 Colas apparel shirts. I like his shirts a lot. I meant to buy his like Splinter Twin one over the weekend, but I forgot. Whatever happened to more white-based aggro? I actually kind of feel like there's a big space missing in Pioneer 2 for like Taxes style decks, where like I guess Archon got worse with the banning of Iteration, but like the white Archon Thalia I feel like is maybe a good base for those kinds of decks, and it does feel like the design space is there. Well, you can have your Kahira, I guess. Don't want to be too mean and kill that one. Discard, I think, Arclight Phoenix, and then maybe just the Lightning Axe, and then I can play Shredder, hold up. Ooh, double Shredder is kind of cool, but I think I should play Shredder, hold up, Gust instead. And set up for a good turn next turn. Is there a reason these decks play Transmogrify over Creativity? Because they want to play artifacts like Courier's Briefcase. That's why. Yeah, you can play humans. You can play like a Collected Company Taxes deck of some kind. I do think that the design there is space in the metagame for it. I'm not sure like exactly beyond that how I feel about the archetype, but just it feels a little underplayed, a little underconsidered, perhaps. Kind of awkward to just not be conniving at all here. Rending Volley. I guess this actually works fine because now I can cruise and very likely leave up a 2-drop. I have 4 looks at an untapped land. There we go. I don't know. I will say I feel like every single time we drew 3 canals. Never mind. Cruise is terrible. Never mind. Cruise is terrible, chat. This card sucks. It was correct to ban the Iteration instead. So bad. 3 canals, huh? Yeah, okay. Wizards was right to ban Iteration, not Cruise. Yeah, it was still better than Iteration there. Thankfully, we can try to loot these away. I think I have to gust that, unfortunately. So, like, now if they have a Transmogrify, they can try to resolve it if I don't draw something. I do need to draw a spell. There's another land. It's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. Fuck. How did I draw another land there? Maybe did they keep Chariot on top? They did. And they play the Chariot. I can haul the Storm Giants. Oh, Kihira lords the cat tokens. That's pretty funny. And pretty bad for us. Okay, Pieces is kind of a sicko top deck, though. Hopefully. No! Pieces into 4 lands negate? What in the world? Fuck! Ah! How? Draw 4 lands, Pieces into 4 lands negate. Brutal. This is what happens when you ban Expressive Iteration. What's the land count on this deck again? It's like, it's really low. It's like 19, yeah. And now they know what to negate. They never ever play into it here. Well, they played into the negate. I guess that's something. Come on, Treasure Cruise, please. Huh. So we can go Galvanic Iteration. Into Galvanic Iteration. Okay, move that away. Into Trespass, Treasure Cruise. Pieces. Probably dead on board, but... Oh, no, I can get my Phoenixes back here. Alright. I didn't mill over another Phoenix though, but I should 4 blockers I think lets me survive. Okay. I was hoping to mill over another Phoenix. All the remaining 2 are in the bottom 14 cards. It's kind of unlucky to miss on 15 looks, but whatever, I guess. Thank you, Ledger Shredder. Maybe we're dead on board too. I don't think so though. Okay, I mean they can just put a stupid Titan into play. I don't really mind. Been a fun game. Been a fun game. So I'm pretty sure I go Shredder, bounce off Chariot, block 2 cat tokens, go to 1. You never been at 1 before, kid? Opponent had lethal? Yeah, maybe they did. Listen, it's been a bit of a wacky game. They can miss lethal. Although I might kill myself with Shredders on accident. I need to like really try not to I need to really try to not like cast any cantrips. I think I'll be fine. But I've been in this spot in the past, and I haven't been that careful about cantrips, and I've like died to the connives. So I get to loot away a Phoenix. Oh boy. Aether Gust, the Titan of Industry, because it has reach. Bring back 3 Phoenixes, 2 turns on the stack. What a fancy game, huh? What a fancy game. I mean, it's over. We won. We have two turns on the stack, and we have another extra turn in the hand, and I think we only need 1 more swing anyways. It's like super lethal. Yeah, remember we had like 8 lands? that top deck Galvanic Iteration was so funny, because it's like, well, we have 2 looks at like any spell to get some Phoenixes back, and then Pieces ended up being a really good spell. Okay, 4-1 that league. 4-1 that league. Let's see. About almost 5 hours into the stream. Probably don't have time to finish a full other league, and I have so much to do tonight. I have to write a Channel Fireball article, I need to record my video, and I also need to be prepping for tomorrow's big stream with the Pioneer unbans, so maybe I need to call it early. Which stinks because we have so many viewers today. We also got like big rage from Canister and Todd too. Yeah, I think I need to call it here so that I have